for. Choose who can participate. Okay. Oh, I was reading the screen. Well, hello, everyone. Hello, and this Friday night. How's everyone doing? I am gonna make a video here, and what I'm gonna do, I am going to get myself set up here because I hit the press button to start recording, and well, I wasn't fully set up yet. Pardon me, everyone. Pardon me. Yes, like so many people are watching. Well, hello. Oh my God. I slept all day, so that means I will be up all night, but I'm going to work on some techniques to assist in my sleep because my sleep pattern has been very much disrupted because I've been having a couple of health issues going on. Nothing, well, Alhamdulillah, Rahman Rahim. Nothing, onward, traumatic. There's a couple of things going on, which, well, I'm not gonna discuss right here. Yeah, my sleep gets really, really, just irregular, and it's been happening now for about the past 4 months. But is there anybody on here yet? No, not yet. I'm gonna wait for a few more folks to come on, and I'm gonna see if I could put a little music on. No, because then they will block my video. They'll say copyright protected. So let me see what I could do right here. Waiting for a few people to come on, but I'm gonna. Oh, I gotta say, my hair on a different subject. My hair actually looks pretty good. Oh, it's amazing. I haven't even combed it. I am speaking to Mr. President Donald J. Trump. Like I said, I'm waiting for some people to come on. So as soon as people come on, yeah, hello. Oh wow, it's watching the news. They're investigating a possible act of well, I can't say certain things. If you look at there was something that occurred recently today within like the past 24 hours, I believe, where it involved a situation with Las Vegas and in a connection to Albany in an attempt to have some type of violence against our sovereignty here. So if any of you can just cryptically break down what I just said, there was a blank threat, a possible blank threat. Starts with the word T, you know. Anyhow, Mr. President, I was watching Primetime, just something streaming here on CBS News. Mr. President, Mr. Donald J. Trump, Mr. President, oh, Mr. President, why don't you get up there and dance, Donald? We want to see you dance. You know, we don't want to see you. We don't want to see you sleeping, Donald. Here's something I'm going to recommend when you're having a cabinet meeting, Mr. President, so you don't continue to. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You make fun of Biden all the time. Here's a suggestion. White House, Oval Office, put smelling salt, the nitrate that they use when someone is unconscious, put them on his desk. So when there's a cabinet meeting and there's like 100 people around him, or, you know, they're not giving him awards, like he's not going to get like a trophy or a medal. Give him the smelling salts. Keep them under his desk. Tell them, you know what? Here's what you do. Keep him awake. Put them on his tie. Give him a tie, Mr. President. This is a tie for you. We're going to make sure you don't fall asleep when there's a meeting because you're not looking good. Not only for that, but for a bunch of stuff. But Mr. President, I have now been saving all of my grocery bill receipts. So I am going to scan them and I'm going to enlarge in the dates and I'm going to show you the price comparison. I'm going to show you the price comparison on how much things are going up. See, the only thing that's going down right now is because of the move that you did with abducting Maduro, but now Venezuela is free. You did that to get the fuel. And so now we have a little of a reduction in fuel. It's not going to stay though. It's not going to stay because this is all smoke and mirrors. This is all smoke and mirrors. So getting back to the receipts. Okay, hey sub, thank you. I'm gonna take this off because it's warm in here. I don't like to come on here, but anyway, I'm not exposed like in a disrespectful way. I'm just wearing a shirt. Yeah, I am going to take my receipts and I am going to show you, Mr. Donald J. Trump, because you are BSing America, because nothing is going down except for fuel. And this is only a temporary decrease. It's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. So you have to really, really focus on like what you said you were going to do, like making prices lower, making Americans' lives more affordable so that people don't have to go and have their blood siphoned out to sell blood plasma. Because the only people that are making big money that are benefiting right now are the millionaires and the billionaires, or the people who had their asses powdered their whole life and their mommy and daddy, or they got an inheritance or something. I know a lot of people like that, like, they're big willies because mommy and daddy were like, footing the bill for them, kind of like like you had your parents, you got a bucket load of money and then you just went buck wild with it. But God bless you. Good for all that. But for us regular people, nothing is going down. So you need to stop with your lies because you're telling straight out freaking bold-faced lies and nobody believes you. You know who believes you? Your millionaire, billionaire buddies, all right? Your millionaire, billionaire buddies. They're the ones that they're like, rah, rah, yeah, we're making more money. Everybody else, nada. Unless you're doing illegal stuff, or unless you're like a, let's say an arms dealer, or unless you're, you got hooks in with like, well, there's a lot of ways to make a lot of money, but a lot of it is not legal. But anyway, I'm not going to discuss that because as it is, they think I'm like a criminal enterprise, but I'm not. But yeah, so I'm going to just get one little receipt and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to make a price comparative because you are not being honest. Donald Trump, to be honest, you kind of remind me of my husband, like kind of like, because he wasn't like you, but he had like ways like you. Oh, hold on. Let me get my receipts to show off the president. My receipts are scanned, and well, I'm not going to get into that right now, but yeah, everything is going up. I mean, okay, let's say for instance, like, all right, a bottle of laundry detergent. I buy a big bottle because I don't like to, you know, I'm not a traveler. I don't have to buy little travel samples. Um, Everything goes up. I mean, like, increase like by say $1 or like, whatever, $2, but everything is going up. So nothing is going down. I mean, you basically right now, you are using the United States as your ATM machine. You are using the United States as your ATM machine. You're making big fat money, all right? And you're doing a lot of stuff that's not legal. And it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. It's all coming out as we see, you know. And you know what gets me about you, Mr. Trump? You were a you were like a yellow dog Democrat type of person. You were a Democrat. You were a Democrat. You know, you just switched sides because you wanted to go where where your bread was buttered. So you figured, you said, let me go hook up with the Republicans. You know, these guys, they're big donors. They donate to these campaigns. I could jump on that bandwagon. I can make some bank. And that's what you've been doing. So you know what? You better start making bank for us American people so we can survive and stop struggling. But this is a poem that I've dedicated. I started writing this. Pedos wearing Speedos with strong libidos for little girls, not caring, just daring to fulfill their ego. Abusers, users, total losers, castration for these abominations of humanity, the insanity, Dutch bankers, royal members, presidents, and their friends, all trying to get it in with little girls. That's my poem. That's disgusting. That is freaking disgusting. Yeah, so I could say now on a different subject, there has been a history of older men being abusive with young girls, teenage girls, men that are older, and it's been going on for centuries. So if you think that that whatever involvement you have had with Epstein, if you think that it's not going to come out in the wash, you have another thought coming. You have another thought coming. So instead of freaking taking it like a man and being honest and coming forward, you're creating havoc around the world. You are creating havoc globally. And it's because, well, do bad things. And you have people with paper trails, it's all going to come out. When you want to be a leader, when you want to have any position of power, you better damn sure make freaking 1,000% sure that your skeletons are long buried and there's no traceability. But fortunately, that's not the case here. So anyway, yeah. Pedos wearing Speedos. That's the name of the poem. But anyway, getting back to other things about abuse. Yeah, this has been going on for a long time. Now, I was essayed and I reported it, and by a member of the New York City Police Department. Yes. And they have done everything that they can in their little blue hearts to protect this person. Because what happened was, I didn't make a report right after the incident occurred, because I was in a severe state of post-traumatic stress following, it was right after my mom died, right after we buried her. And it was just a short, brief 4 months prior that September 11th happened. So, yeah, stress and trauma has been a part of my lively curriculum. This is life. What could you do? Everyone has stress and trauma. Things happen. But anyway, getting back to what happened with me. they're protecting. They protected this little individual, and so yeah, and I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it. You see, because people that do stuff like what happened with me, there's a person with some psychological problems, some mental health issues, and then the ego of being a police officer and carrying guns, and trying to be like, and being like a prick, because that's what this person was. But God don't like ugly, and well, the ugly came and it hit him in the face like a bag of shit, because I reported him and I went public with the story. But they did nothing for the little crap bag. But karma is going to come back. Karma's going to come back, and I'm going to still talk about the story and still do whatever I can to file a freaking case against this little miserable short arm little prick. Yep. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. But people like that, you know what? I hope one day that a situation occurs to you where I just hope for the same to happen to you. I really, really do. And trust and believe, if I ever saw you in public, I would just, ugh, I'd be like, oh God, you know. I've had thoughts of violence towards this person, but no, my heart is clear. My heart is clear. So no, mm-mm. But God don't like ugly. So you'll get yours. You'll get yours. You will definitely get yours, and that's that. But yeah, so there has been for centuries, and it continues, crimes against young girls, crimes against women, and for people who do stuff like that, you need to be castrated. You need to have whatever you've done against the will of another person done to you. That's what you need. So for this person who assaulted me, my wish is that somebody does the same to him. Yeah. Yeah, that would be, I would like to see that. I would really would. I would be relieved if somebody did to you what you did to me. Yep. Yep. The little short arm prick. Yeah. It's funny, the anatomy of people. Oh, well. Some people have long, they, lanky. Other people, they got, it goes to their stature. Oh, well, what are you going to do? That's how God made you. But I'm sure when God made this person, they didn't say, well, when you become an adult, I want you to be abusive towards a woman, you know? Scumbag. Anyway, so that's that. Yeah, so as far as abuse towards women, this has been going on for a long time. And our president is in the mix. He's in the mix. And if you notice the world global chaos, as far as things that are going on, things that he's doing, he's trying to create as many distractions as possible. It's like as if you're at a pond, you're at a lake with your family. There's like a bunch of people, and you start throwing a rock, right? So that rock ripples. That rock ripples. So it's a ripple effect. It's all a ripple effect. Yep. That's what life is. So what we do, any actions that we do that affect other people, if you don't do stuff that's right, oh, people are going to remember. They're going to remember what's wrong. They're going to remember what's right, but they'll remember what's wrong, and that'll be and especially if it's been harmful towards people. Yep. So this whole Epstein stuff, all these people, they all need to come out. And the reason why I believe that Donald Trump is kissing ass with Israel, almost like every other president has, is because Israel has got dirt on Donald, and so does Russia. So he's basically kind of like he's at their command. They say, Trump, jump, jump, jump. He's going to keep jumping. All right. Now, I hope and I pray that we, on another subject, that we do not proceed with any war with Iran, because I posted a video, and the moon and the sun collide, who survives? The sun. Or rather, the moon and the earth. We'll be the moon. The earth, the United States would be the moon. These other countries will be the sun. We will be obliterated. So I really hope and pray that you use some conscious thought with that Department of War dude you got that looks like he's amped up on Tina or something else. Mondani is doing good in the city. He's doing good. He's doing good. Yep. So have, instead of that, doing a war, you better make some peace, Mr. Donald Trump, because you're how many conflicts and wars do we need? You speaking about making life better for American people was basically your sales pitch. Your sales pitch got you the gig, but now you talk about having no war, and what are we doing? To me, you're like a bipolar president. You're like you say one thing and then something else happens. It's like, well, it's like a family trip. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna take a ride. We're gonna go up. We're gonna go to the lake. We're gonna go. We're gonna do some fishing, and then you start driving, and the next thing you know, you go into a hardware store. Like, you can't do this. You cannot do this. We cannot have a freaking war where the United States of America, we're going to be the moon, and Iran and China is going to be the sun, and they're going to blank us up. We'll be gone. We'll be gone. As it is, we're no longer the superpower. We are no longer the superpower. And you have a great, great role to play in that. Yes, you do, Mr. President Trump. You have a significant role in us no longer being the greatest power. Instead of having peace, all right, everything is war. Instead of building our crumbling freaking schools, our crumbling roads, our crumbling infrastructure, you got teachers that they're not even making like a decent living salary, and they have to get a second job like Uber Eats or something, and then they got to buy supplies. So how is that leadership when the basic foundation of building up a society is depleted because you're making the depletion? Build us up. Build up our country. Stop tearing us down. Get ICE out of here. There's no need for this. There is absolutely no freaking need for this. Boy, if I was your wife, boy, I'd have you freaking lined up. I'd be like, you're going to listen, buddy, and now you're going to listen. Get a little whip. No, I said no. But anyway, build us up. I mean, people are really struggling. People are freaking struggling. And then you get Caroline Levitt. She gets on and she says, Donald Trump says house prices are going down $4,000 a month. For what, a cardboard box? OSB? I mean, what are we talking about? Plastic tent? Buy a house online, from a plastic house from Amazon? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Nope, absolutely not. Build our country back. Build us up so we will be somewhat of the world, somewhat of like on where we were, and all these ideas, this bullshit you've been saying. Oh, you're bringing jobs back. How the F are we bringing jobs back? Tell me, how the F are we bringing jobs back when AI is taking over? When people are having sit-ins and they're opposing and protesting data centers being built? That's another lie. So you need to make things livable and affordable for everyday working people. The suckers who voted you in, who believed your baloney, okay? Because you sat up there and everything with you has been about hatred, and you spew a lot of negativity. You know what? You talk about going to heaven? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Oh, hell to the no. You are not going to heaven. Not with the things you've done. Nope. You need repentance like beyond. Yeah. So build us up. you know, have make housing affordable, all right? You can't go blaming the Fed. You can't go blaming the Fed because of interest. This whole monetary BS game that has gone on is what Wall Street does all the time. It's what investors do. And when you jumped on the bandwagon for your second term here, Mr. President, you did some stuff with the SEC. You made stocks go down, then up, down, then up. All right. So you were playing with that yo-yo. You played with the financial yo-yo of the market during like your first few, like when you first got in, and then the people were buying. So for every single congressperson who made stock purchases during this, they need to be investigated and they need to be asked out, because that's committing fraud, because you knew what you were doing. Yep, you knew what you were doing. Yep, we all know that. We all know that. Crazy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, Russia. Don't plow. What do you say? Oh, yeah, he knows it. He knows it for sure. I mean, Donald Trump is a leader. He's a boardroom leader. He's not, because to be a world leader, you have to do good. And you have to do good for everybody, not just good for the like the higher ups. Like when you had your swearing in, it was like the royal party. Come on, man. Come on. You're talking to the wrong crowd here. You got the wrong crowd, because we could see right through you. We could see right through you, 100%. Yeah, you got to do stuff to turn everything around, Trump. You got to do better. You got to do better. You want to go to heaven. You want to have a seat in heaven. Try and have a seat in humanity. How's that? Have a seat in humanity. All right. Yeah, you know what? Because you're somebody who, what I call, there's a saying in Spanish. No me alto de culo. Don't fart high. No me alto de culo. Don't fart higher than your blank hole. You know, and well, you're in that crowd. You're in that crowd. But you should become a humble person. You should become a humble person, and you have to do better for all of us. All right, for all of us. And I'm going to show off my receipts. This is what I had to do when I was when I was first married to my son's father. How much did you spend? Let me see. Even my second husband. No, he wasn't bad like that. You have to budget. Us regular people, we're gonna get the sales. You know what I mean? Not like where you can go ahead and say, hey, let me say, yeah, I'll buy 20 of them. What are they, 100,000 a piece? I'll take 20. Oh, maybe give me 40. That's all right. Don't worry about it. I want one in every color. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to show you my receipts. I'm going to show you what's going up and how the price comparative. Yep. I'm going to be like the the household economic advisor to you, to show you, Mr. President Trump, that you are not being honest. And you wish you had my hair, right? Anyway, next time I give it a cut, I'll dye it blonde, and I'll send a patch to the White House. I'll even make you a weave. How about that? Anyway, things have to improve for us. They have to improve. You have to make things affordable. You have to make things affordable. Home prices have shot up so astronomically that in order to buy a home, houses now, even like my house, this is just a raised ranch. This is just your typical like blue collar type of a regular working person's kind of home. These houses now, they're going for like $600,000. I mean, you got to be making. Listen, bottom line, Donald Trump, make life affordable. Make it affordable for every single American. All right. Not only Americans who have Amex cards and are members of, Mar-a-Lago. I was a member of a beach club. Yep. Actually, no, we were years ago, many, many years ago, when I was a kid. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, what's everybody doing this weekend? Oh, they had the biggest. They had the Tawi. They had the Tawi in Times Square today, this evening. It was beautiful, for to do the prayer. Yep, very very nice, very very nice. They had the largest Islamic meeting, Tawi, which is the prayer, in the largest gathering. Yep, in Times Square. Yep. People were like so anxious and upset about that. And that's all because of hatred and ignorance. See, here in our civilization, okay, in our educational system, okay, I went to Catholic school. So we were taught that the nice Jewish families came and they took they were living in kibbutzes because it was, Catholic school, with the spiel that it was, their land, right? Right, right. According to the Balfour Declaration, those pricks over in England, right? They had to go ahead and make this thing because they didn't want the Jews in Europe, right? Because no one is born in Israel. No one is born in Israel except for the younger generation. But that's a whole other topic. It's all smoke and mirrors, people. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's it. But have a good night, everyone. I now have to go have some chow. And I will be back. And I will definitely show up those receipts to our wonderful president. Yep. Prices are going down. Yeah. Yeah. My freaking left boobie is going down. That's what the frick is going down. And so is the right. Ain't nothing, no freaking prices are going down. Unbelievable. I'm going to pick up my girls. Have a good night. Stay safe, everybody. Stay safe. And for any woman who's watching, if you've ever been assaulted, anything that has ever happened, report the prick. Report the prick. You know what? Even if it's a family member, or speak to somebody about it, because no one should be assaulted. No one should do anything against anyone's will, all right, in any kind of a blank EXUAL way, okay? Have a good night. Stay safe. Remember, stay hydrated, everybody. And always do the right thing by people, like you're being watched. Because it'll always come back and bite you in the ass if you don't do the right thing. Right, Ed? Scumbag. Peace out, everybody.